Why don't we start with what I thought was the best cut of the day or sound so far? And that comes from Ohio State quarterback CJ Stroud. And I got him to start talking a little bit about Justin Fields, and it takes a direction towards the Bears.
CJ, what did you think of Justin Fields this season, your fellow Ohio State guy?
Yeah, I was proud of him, man. There's so many times you get knocked back down, but I feel like a true man's character is when you get knocked down, how do you get up? And he's got up every time, and he stepped up to the plate, and he hasn't blamed anybody, hasn't pointed no fingers, he hasn't anything. And as a human, that just shows you what type of man he is, and what type of family he comes from. So just knowing kind of him as a person, I mean, that's really cool. Just because it's hard, man. You get hit so hard, so many times, hard in the face. It's you have to make plays using your feet, and he ain't no damn running back. He's a quarterback, and he can sling that rock. So I'm going to stand up for my brother every time, and he's going to do great things in his career, and I'm excited to play with him.
That said, do you even think about the Bears at 1? Is that a weird thing to think about? Because
I mean, no, I don't want to go there. I mean, that's his team. So, but I mean, I think I got to do my thing. I got to go build my legacy, and I know he's rooting me. He texted me yesterday morning. So me and him are brothers for life.
Shout out to CJ Stroud. You talk about someone having your back. That's someone having your back.
If you value loyalty, if that's on your draft prospect checklist, check.
Do you think he actually told the Bears during the meeting, hey, look, if you're thinking about me in number 1, I can't have it because of Justin Fields?
Yes, from the way how convicted he sounded talking to you, and great job, Grote, getting in there with the follow-up question where everyone else was trying to box you out.
Oh, dude, it's tough out here. I mean,
that's high-level reporting.
These are scrums beyond scrum. I mean, there's 50 people in that thing. Yeah, man. And that wasn't the first time I tried to get my questions in. No, you didn't hear the parts where I was.
You don't have to tell him how the sausage is made, fam. Just we out here trying to pump you up, and you're like, oh, well, actually, I got stepped on 20 times before I got.
I'm good with it, Brody.
No, I was very proud of myself for getting the follow-up, and that was. Thank you for noticing that, Lawrence. I mean, nobody else was complimenting me on that, but it did, like, to get one question was good, but then and here's the technique. It's really strong, intense eye contact, and you kind of got to cut off their last couple. You got to really anticipate their final words of their sentence so you could kind of jump the route a little bit. So that's what I did. I just want to let you guys in on my technique.
It's like a news radio urgent timing time between two anchors of a show. Yeah, where they're like right on the end of the word. I feel you. Additionally, Bryce Young says he met with the Bears. What were your takeaways?
Yeah. First of all, Bryce Young is filled with humility. I mean, he's probably, like, you look at these quarterbacks. So just in terms of talkers, I would say Bryce Young, the nicest, probably most understated. Like I said, lots of humility. I'd say CJ Stroud was probably the most interesting quarterback that we spoke to today. And then Anthony Richardson, man, and we'll get to him. He was probably, I thought he was the most entertaining guy of the day today. But let's talk about Bryce Young. And I asked him, got a question into him as well. I asked him, what do you do best?
You know, for me, I really pride myself in my leadership, and I know that that's something that I have to earn at the next level. I'm really excited to get into the locker room, whatever team, does take me, and to try to earn that trust and that respect from the locker room. Again, it's not something I'm entitled to, but it's something that, at the next level, I'm excited to put the work in to try to earn that trust from my teammates.
What was that meeting like with the Bears?
Also, again, with the Bears as well, it was a great room to be a part of. We were able to talk ball, able to talk about, my last year. And again, it was a great staff, being able to learn about them, us go back and forth. It was an honor. So there's a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom in that room. And for me to be able to pick their brains as well and to learn so much that I did in that meeting was great.
I'm not surprised by that, and I'm not surprised how, like, you could tell, like, from the time that he walked into Tuscaloosa that this guy's got that thing where he's able to communicate how he feels. He's got all the leadership qualities that you want. Did he measure yet?
I don't think he has measured yet, unless he has in the last 20 minutes or so.
Because that's the big question. The big question is, how tall is he and how much does he weigh? There are no other questions about Bryce Young than those two.
It's so true, and he had a hilarious comment at the very beginning, Lawrence. One of the first questions was about his height, and he said, "Look, I've been this height my entire life." I mean, I know what he meant, but I don't think he meant to say it exactly like that.
Because it's not true.
Right.
Don't
Well, here's
worry
the
about
thing.
that.
Here's the dealio, Layla. He is listed at 6 feet, like exactly 6 feet tall. One thing that I know in life is that guys who list themselves at 6 feet tall
are
rarely.
5'10".
Yes.
Both on programs and on dating apps.
Yes, Layla.
And those of us who are 5'9", we list ourselves as 5'11". That's
of course
right.
you do.
Also, for the record, still taller than most of us, so whatever.
Yeah. I am. See, I've had to accept it. There was a time when people would ask me on dating profiles, yes, Layla, I would round to 6 feet tall. I am 5'11". I have finally become comfortable with telling people that I'm 5'11". For so long, I just rounded off, and every time I would go get my physical, they'd be like, "Yep, you're 5'11", palsy." So I know what it's all about.
Were you thinking that you might grow? Like, is that what you were thinking?
Yeah.
It's just,
I don't know.
It's just the common practice, I feel like.
Hi, I'm Mark Grote. I'm 40 years old. Have I grown since the last time I was at the doctor?
But also, Grote, I can tell you're in a critical environment because here you are confessing to the dating app listing, and then also not getting your question in as smoothly as it may have seemed.
Well, yeah, that's true. There's a lot of things.
What were there, like 100 people at the Bryce Young press conference?
I mean, about,
Yeah,
it just
pictures.
kept on expanding and growing. And yeah, if you don't have like a spot in the first couple of rows of that thing, you're pretty much SOL in terms of A, getting a question in, and B, even hearing what's going on. So yeah, I mean, I had a pretty good day in terms of that. But yeah, the Bryce Young thing, I was talking to somebody and they're like, "There's no way he's not gonna list at 6 feet tall. He's gonna be 5'11" or 5'10" probably." He did say that he has put on some weight, so he's around 200 or so.
Wow.
So
that's a significant amount of weight for him because people were speculating that he was walking around at 178. So for him to get up to 200, that's a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't look it though. You know what I mean? Like I believe he's gained it, but I don't know that he looks like he's 200. But we'll take it at face value, I suppose, on Bryce Young.
Yeah, and if he does, and someone on Twitch said this, like, you're right. If he's 6 feet and 200 pounds, he's a lock to be the number one pick. Although there's a lot of buzz about Anthony Richardson, Grote.
Yes, I was just talking to I could say the name of the person, but I don't know if they want the name said.
Don't do that. Don't
so
burn
I'm not going to burn a source. They said, hey, when Ryan Poles is talking about how Justin Fields is their quarterback, unless there is somebody that just blows them out of the water, just is crazy good and does unbelievable things at the combine, and that guy would be Anthony Richardson. That 6'4", 231, the biggest arm in this draft for sure. And the funny part about it, the ironic part about it is I'm raving about him. One of the themes from a couple of the reporters today were the idea that he might be a project, and this was presented to the Florida quarterback Anthony Richardson, and he seemed to take exception to the idea of being a project.
I don't even know what that means, project label, but I'm willing to bring anything, everything that they need from me. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna be dedicated to my craft. I'm just, be a leader in that organization. So just grow and continue to grow. Everything, everything that I'm able to do on the field, and everything I'm able to do off the field. I live a good life. And Coach Napier always told me, you must be living right if everything on the field is going right for you. So keep living a good life and just keep having fun with everything. Yep.
Describe the uniqueness of your skill set.
I'm able to do everything on the field. Run over people, jump over people, run past people, throw the ball pretty well. So just tying that all together, I feel like that just helps me become a better quarterback.
Let's go, Anthony Richardson.
And not just that, but you could be an excellent voiceover artist.
That's
No,
true.
totally. Oh, yeah, man. I didn't know what his voice was. All of a sudden, he gets up there with all that bass. I'm like, oh, here we go. It's Anthony Richardson.
I need
time.
you to be big voice guy, Anthony Richardson, but also quarterback.
Yeah.
Is it Anthony Richardson or is it Dan Levy? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, dude?
Yeah, base on air, yeah.
That's my guy.
You can't coach either one of those things, man. You can't coach being 6'4", and you can't coach that voice.
Not the deep voice. No, you cannot.
Oh, is there any other like newsy news stuff? Because I want to relay some stuff that's happening via text and on the Twitch lines.
Oh, okay. No, nothing newsy news. Like I said, unless it's happened in the last 15 or 20 minutes while I was kind of buried in what I was doing here. So I don't think there's any newsy news. I will tell you. I'll give you a couple notes on wide receivers before you read those texts, Lawrence. The TCU wide receiver Quentin Johnston.
Love him.
Yep. I mean, many think he's the top wide receiver in this draft, said that he absolutely loves Justin Fields and says he thinks he could help make Justin Fields better. So everybody wants to be on the Bears now.
I love it.
Yeah, and then the Ohio State wide receiver, this is even a better source at this point because of Ohio State-ness, but Jackson Smith-Njigba doesn't think people are very smart. Then those were his words. If they think Justin Fields can't be a great throwing quarterback. He was just kind of shaking his head about the crit. He's like, you know how these critics are, and I don't think they're very smart at all. So, yeah, he was kind of going in on those, shaking his head, tisk to all of you who don't think that Justin Fields can be great.
Shout out to Ryan Day, because apparently his boys are tight.
Loyal.